Warm welcome to today's video in which I'll be discussing the category error. How does it work and how does it attack Cartesian dualism? Now, of course, this was first talked about by Aristotle. He talked about how we categorize things. This is as much linguistic as it is philosophical. So, he gives an example. Socrates is a man. I introduce categories which are separate from Socrates, and it informs us about the subject. So we learn that Socrates has the property of and is in the category of being a man. Now, we can make a philosophical error in the way we do this. The error occurs when someone presents objects belonging to one category as belonging to another, or when someone puts objects in the same category when they are not. Now, this is really popularised by Gilbert Ryle in his 1949 book, The Concept of Mind. He gives 4 examples of a category error. His most popular one, and the first one he uses, is about university. So, let's say I give a foreigner a tour of Oxford University. I show them the library, the lecture theatres, and the halls of residence, and the cafes, let's say. And the foreigner says, "This is great. You've shown me the cafe, the library, the halls of residence, and the lecture theatres. But where is Oxford University itself?" Now, this is clearly a mistake. Why? Well, it's a mistake because the foreigner categorised Oxford University in the category of buildings. They thought Oxford University was just another building that they would see next to the library, for example. Now, this is a mistake because Oxford University does not fit into the category of buildings. In fact, it fits into the category of institutions. In the same way that the Bank of England or Chelsea Football Club are institutions. Oxford University has the buildings, it is the library, the lecture theatres and the halls of residence, but it's also the books, the professors and students, all the history, the museum and the parks. It's many more things than just the buildings. And part of it is an abstraction composed, it's not a physical thing. It's all the physical things and some non-physical things which make the institution of Oxford University. And that is the category error made by the foreigner. Now, when we categorise things, context is very important. Comparing an apple to a pizza in the context of fruit is an error, of course. If I were to say, my favourite fruit are apples, peaches, pears, and pizza, well, that's wrong. That's a category error. I categorise pizza incorrectly. It does not fit into the category of fruit. It does, however, fit into the category of food or my favourite foods. If I say my favourite foods, I should be careful there, are pears, peaches, and pizza. Well, now it makes sense. So we need to be very careful about how we categorise things. This is what Gilbert Ryle argues. He then applies it to Cartesian dualism, or as he likes to call it, the official doctrine, in a somewhat sarcastic sense, but in some sense it's an accurate reflection of substance dualism being the commonly and widely held view of the soul in the metaphysics of the mind. He calls Descartes' theory the official doctrine, and then says the absurdity of the official doctrine in the section where he outlines the category mistake he believes Descartes makes. Note that the category error and category mistake can be used interchangeably. They mean the same. Now, Descartes' mistake is simple, Ryle argues. Ryle thinks the mind is not a substance. And that's it. That's the criticism. The mind is not a substance. Descartes categorises the mind as a substance, but it's not. Descartes thinks that the mind or mental substance is more stuff which interacts and has properties, but it's not. It's not more but slightly different stuff. Okay? The mind is not a substance. It's not the same as bodies, as gases, liquids or solids. It's not a substance. Now, what Ryle thinks is that the mind is a way of conceptualizing physical substance, physical interactions that go on in the brain. So we like to conceptualize, and it's helpful to conceptualize physical reactions in the brain as being in this mind, but it's not a substance. The official doctrine is wrong because Descartes categorizes the mind as a substance when it is not. It's just a way we conceptualize physical substance. And that is the category error which Descartes makes. In my view, this is a strong criticism of dualism, Cartesian dualism, I should say. I hope this video has been helpful in helping you understand the category error, one of the strongest criticisms of Cartesian dualism. Thank you for watching.